5, 4,
4,
3, 2,
2,
1. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
It's 2019.
It is 2019.
2019. I know
made
it's been a long 2 years.
Just think,
we made it.
Yeah, we started this podcast 2017. It's now 2019. Boy,
I didn't think we'd get this far, honestly.
Yeah, only on episode 10. We kind of took a hiatus over there, but that's fine.
Hold on, just a second.
Yep.
Yeah, the producer. I just got a call.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that's not the year. I was really sure it was 2019. Apparently it's 18. I thought that was last year. Hold on. Yeah, no, we got that completely wrong.
Okay, well,
right.
You know what? Off by 1 year, that's fine. It's fine.
It's close enough. Whatever.
You know,
happy whatever year it is.
It's a reasonable mistake. A lot of people do that. Especially
like yesterday I thought our president was Barack Obama, but
oh yeah, good times.
Yeah, and then the day before that I thought it was King Henry II. So
yeah, I remember when he was president. That was actually that was a pretty dark time in America's history. But
yeah,
I mean, when was that? Like, never.
Well, for me it was 2 days ago, but
yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you literally live in the past. You know, people are like, "You're living in the past," but no, he's literally.
Well, I mean, as you listen to this podcast, you're living in the past because it was recorded beforehand. So.
Oh gosh. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2018. It's been a good year.
It's going to be a better year.
It's going to be a better year. I actually did have a really nice year this year, so far. So
I had a rocky year. It was up and down. But it was a year in which I learned a lot.
Yep. And learning is the best teacher.
Learning is the best teacher.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, because this is episode 10, and, you know, episode 10 is a good round number, and this is also straight out of 2017, we are actually going to be holding a survey for you listeners to inform us of what your favorite segments were for our first go at this. So that includes this episode, so there are actually a couple of new ones here, so go down into the show notes description and fill that out. That would be very helpful. Tell us which ones you like. Tell us which ones you don't like. That would be very helpful.
It would mean a lot. Thank you very much. That way we know how to improve in the coming year.
Yes, and give you more of what you actually like. And
Unless,
without...
What? Nothing. Never mind. I was going to just make a joke about how Wild Dagachi was terrible.
Oh, it was awful. I hated it. Segment 1, Moby the Scoby.
Let me tell you about Moby. So, Moby, if you're keeping up, is my, symbiotic colony of yeast and bacteria that continues to grow in this pan of sugar, basically sugar and tea. And yeah, it's a bacteria that grows. So I was expecting my little disc boy about the diameter of a baseball, about as thick as a piece of cardboard, to grow larger inside this pie pan, but no. I was pleasantly surprised to find out on Christmas Day that a new SCOBY has formed on the surface of the water that is as large as the pie pan itself.
What?
So now we have two SCOBYs. We have one about as thin as a piece of paper, but as big as a pie pan. And then we have another one that's about as thick as cardboard. It's still about baseball size.
Have you named it yet?
Yes, the larger one is Moby Dick. The smaller one is Moby.
I thought you were gonna call him Toby, but that's okay. If there's another offspring, we need to name him Toby.
Actually, I didn't really officially call him that. I just kind of made a joke about it once. But you said he should be called Toby?
Toby the Scoby.
Because I like that one.
Toby,
it makes him sound
Moby,
younger.
Toby and Moby, the Scobies.
Kobe's gonna be the next one.
Oh, Kobe, and then
Scooby
the Scoby. That's still good. It doesn't rhyme, but I mean it's good. Yeah, okay, so there's gonna be Toby, Moby, Kobe, and Scooby. He's
yeah, we'll see.
We'll have our own little Scoby family.
If it makes a new one, or they combine together, which is also possible.
What?
Or they just get bigger. I'm probably gonna have to get a new container. So keep up with that.
So wait, now we can't call this segment Moby the Scoby anymore. Because now there's Toby
calling
and
it Moby the Scoby. Moby is still the father of the family.
Oh my gosh. And wow. You're right. So it's Moby and his family.
Right.
We need to make some cheesy 90s sitcom name.
I mean, because you could call The Simpsons Homer, and I mean, you could probably get away with it. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's not what this is about. Fact of the matter is,
the Scobesons.
We got we got a bigger Scoby. I'm gonna have to get a bigger container. I turned the juices from the last batch into some kombucha, the tea that you're supposed to make it into. That wasn't my intention, but I did when I changed it. I added some mango flavoring. It was pretty good. If you know what kombucha tastes like, it was mango kombucha. It was fine, except that I think I accidentally also made a bit of a Scoby in that, and I kind of drank it.
Ew. His name was
fine.
Loby.
No, there's like 6 tiny little formations of Scobies. Not until they create some mass.
Yeah,
but it's so weird because you know how with Jello you're like, it's like a liquid, but it's also a solid. This Scoby I didn't know was growing for the longest time, but when I tried to take it out, I realized there was a solid mass on top. And when you try to squish it, it feels like liquid. It feels like your fingers are touching each other, and it feels like the water just moved out of the way. But then when you pull it out, it's actually a solid. The only thing I can really describe it like is, you know how Orbeez?
Oh, yeah.
When you stick your hand in a thing of water and Orbeez and you squish your hand together, it just feels like water. With a little more resistance. It was essentially like that. If you couldn't actually see them squishing, you'd think that it's just a liquid, and it's really strange. So that's what Toby's like. He's a squishy boy, just like his father, Moby.
Moby and Toby.
So that's basically what's going on with them.
That's cool. And we're awaiting Kobe's arrival.
If there's going to be a Kobe. I'm hoping for Mobius Tobius Prime, which is the ideal result when they combine and form
their
super
final form?
Scoby mass. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna call it if they form together.
Mobius Tobius.
No, Mobius Tobius Prime.
Mobius Tobius Prime. That's a good name. I like it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for. But Kobe would be welcome too. So
whatever happens, we'll keep you updated. This has been segment 1. The Scobesons. The Scoby family. There's a lot of things we could do here.
Oh yeah, we'll
the Scoby bunch.
No.
They're just
not the Scoby bunch.
They're just all really bad puns off old shows.
I mean, Scoby Doby Doo is obviously the
Scoby Doby Doo.
Anyway, that's how the Scobies are doing right now. So I'll probably get back to that in another month or so. But yeah, they're doing well. No more mold, luckily. So it's good. They're healthy.
Segment 2. We're playing a game. So basically, there's a game that we found when you go to the Wikipedia article for conversation games. And this one...
That's where we find all of our material.
To be fair, that's actually... We find so much material from Wikipedia. It's sad, and I don't think it's good. But it's okay. It's fine. We didn't get Moby the Scoby or Toby the Scoby from Wikipedia. So...
This is true.
This is true, and that's... whatever. Anyway, there's this game called Walrus, also known as...
Existential Rock, Paper, Scissors.
That's what I was gonna say. I have it right. Anyway, you can go down in the show notes, see all of these conversation games. We're going to be playing Walrus or Existential Rock, Paper, Scissors, where basically we start with a noun, and the next person has to say another noun that kind of one-ups it or, like, beats it in somehow. And then as we get more and more, like, bigger and more grand, we're going to have to, like, debate on who wins and argue for who has the better noun. So we're actually going to do 3 rounds of 3 different categories, one of which is Western. Then we're going to do sci-fi. Then we're going to do potato. All great movie genres. Basically, best 2 out of 3 wins. So we may or may not get to potato, depending on who wins. Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. So, Western. You know what I got, Noah?
Yes. No.
I got myself a 6-shooter pistol.
Pistol. Horses are bigger and can eat guns.
Are you telling me your horse is gonna eat my gun?
My horse is better than your gun.
All right. Somehow, sure, your horse is better than my gun, but you forget that I have an armored horse that I have equipped with a 6-shooter pistol. So now I have a horse that is armored and can shoot you.
Okay, well, I ditched the horse, and I have an angry saloon that's just full of angry people. They're all drunk and all shooting things, and they end up shooting you and climbing on you.
Oh, like the ones that where you walk in and everybody turns to you because you're the new guy?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, that's hard to fight with. I've never seen anyone get out of one of those.
Nope, never.
So, you know what I got? I got the sheriff. The sheriff
dang
is riding the horse. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him when he walks into the saloon.
Okay, well, I have the desperado who is masked and beats everyone with a stare because he's so good and so good looking underneath that bandana. Just his eyes are so intimidating. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, he's so handsome.
He's so handsome.
Goodness. I'm sorry. I gotta play my big card. I'm gonna bring in the beautifully mustached outlaw. It's thick, it's bushy, it's black, and it's got a curl on both ends.
Oh, not curls on both ends.
I know,
Shoot.
I know.
Well, I have a posse of 8 people. They call them the not Hateful Eight, because that might be copyrighted. They call them the people who we really don't like, and they're the Spiteful Eight. And they are, there's Samuel L. Jackson, another Samuel. He's different. He's different than the one from the movie. But they come in and make one heck of a movie.
Oh yeah, because they don't actually they actually fight each other, but they just come in and make such a heck of a movie that nobody cares about the outlaw.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not.
All right, fair enough. Well, you know what beats that? If you've seen the film, is a mighty nasty blizzard.
Ah, dang it!
It's a hard winter.
I think I might have just lost.
Well, you could admit defeat. I mean, a blizzard is really hard to beat in the
Except
Wild
for
West.
a sandstorm that wiped out all of the crop and killed all of the cows, and they forgot to stock up, and now everyone's dying.
Well, we don't got food. No water. Well, geez, I don't know what to do. Oh, no, I got it. Noah?
Yeah?
I got a pickaxe and a rumor. A rumor that there's a whole lot of gold in this very specific place. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to bring a whole lot of people here and a whole lot of money and a whole lot of resources. And it doesn't even matter if there is gold. But that rumor and that pickaxe right there is going to boost our economy no matter how many sandstorms come through here.
Okay, I won. I mean, you won. There's no way I can beat that. You just boosted our economy, even though that there's a drought and a sandstorm that's killing people and ruining crops.
I mean,
I admit defeat. That was too great.
That works. I'm glad we were able to stay. I wasn't expecting to be able to stay on theme so well, but
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But once you said pickaxe, I was like, what? No, that does not beat a sandstorm. That kills millions of people. Not millions. The town's too small for that.
Well, we had to start thinking bigger, more general.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you won that. 1 point for you. So that means if you win this next one, we won't do a final round, but if I win this one, then
okay.
you can.
This one's gonna be big.
But I'm gonna establish the rule that you can't use the same arguments as last time. So you can't say, I have a laser gun that will boost their entire economy by turning everything to money. That doesn't count.
Oh, yeah. But okay. I mean, I'll try not to use the same stuff, but we can still be as ridiculous as possible.
Absolutely. 100% ridiculous. That's what's so fun about this. Okay, I'm going to start. Sci-fi. I have a man who has a traveling box that travels through time and space.
Oh,
his name is the Professor.
So he could...
Or
you have the doctor, Noah.
No,
you're saying you have the doctor.
It's a professor. I do not know what you're talking about. He has a PhD in professing.
Really?
Yeah, and he can
He's
travel
a
in space.
doctor of something. All right, well,
maybe.
He can travel through time and space,
yep.
But unfortunately, he doesn't do a lot of the space thing.
Oh, not really. Just mainly time to teach his
class. I'm just gonna throw in, a superior, vessel of travel, that's sort of shaped like a disc, that goes around, and I don't know. I think they explore, what is it called? What
Space?
Hasn't been explored. I don't know. They're just kind of trying to expand their already existing utopia that they have. I want to say it's called like the planet ship Enterprise or something like that.
The planet ship Enterprise. Okay.
Yeah, it's right off the top of my head.
Got it. Okay. Well, I have a doomsday laser that can blow up your entire ship.
Oh, a doomsday laser. Lucky for you, I have a team of rebels that is able to find extremely obvious weak points in any sort of deadly weapon and take it out in less than an hour. You could call it magic, but I just call it the luck of the team, a shot in a million, kid.
A force? Would you say it's some sort of force?
No, I wouldn't say it's a force. It's just a really good team.
Okay, got it. Well, you may have a way to find that, but I have a giant ship that can go into hyperspeed and tear right through anything you may or may not have and just instantly destroy it and kill everybody on board.
Oh.
You can tear right through because of hyperspeed, because that works now.
Well, fair enough. Luckily, I do have one person on board, who can survive in the vacuum of space and just kind of fly around, whenever they want, however they want. I mean, I don't make the rules, but they're kind of just like, I don't know, overpowered.
Well, I have someone named Dr. Z who can use mind control, and he's also in a wheelchair. Dr. Z, he can use mind control and control your person to die in the vacuum of space.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you control people's minds, I guess above that is I have a superior race of aliens that uses a completely different set of emotions and thinking that isn't comprehensible by humans, and essentially they just well, I guess they don't get involved. Okay, well, never mind.
No.
They're too smart to even deal with you guys. So go ahead, sure, you win. You win the mortal realm of sci-fi.
I like how many references we made there. I just appreciated that. And
I was trying to get it off of the Doctor real quick because I've watched a total of 0 episodes.
I thought you've seen one.
Doctor.
I thought you watched Blink.
I think I watched part of it.
Oh my gosh!
I think I've seen pieces of like 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh my! You know what? Put that on our checklist. When you're coming here, we're gonna watch the entire first season of Doctor Who. That's what we're gonna do before we do anything else.
All right. Deal.
Oh, sweet. Really? I should probably buy it then. Actually, I did buy it. I bought it on DVD. I currently own the first 7 seasons of Doctor Who because I think those are the only good ones. It got kind of rubbish after that, but actually it got rubbish before then. Look at me talking like a Brit. Anyway, that means it's 1-1, all tied up. Gonna have to go into the final round.
All right.
Potato. Okay, I have a sweet potato.
You have a sweet potato?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I got a blue potato. It tastes exactly like a potato, but it's just purple on the inside, and everyone thinks it's way cooler than your dumb orange sweet potato.
Do you remember our delicious blue potatoes from Bright Block?
I do.
I have those exact potatoes, and they trump yours because they're delicious.
They're delicious too.
Delicious
that's
blue potatoes.
That's a shame. I mean, I do have one thing for those, and that would be the blight. There's a bit of a potato blight in your blue potato farm, and they're all poisonous now. So sorry about that, but nobody can eat them unless they want to die.
Well, fortunately for us, we actually made a cure that can cure all of the blight from our delicious blue potatoes and sell them again.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, people have become bored of them, and also there's a poor cultural connotation with blue potatoes after them being poisonous. So now the new rage is red potatoes, which once again taste pretty much the same, but this time they're red. So that's pretty cool.
Well, fortunately for us, we have the tools to take those potatoes and turn them into the far superior fries. Or, if you're feeling risky, tater tots. And they're red.
Oh my goodness, you got red tater tots?
Yeah, I do, and I used your potatoes to do it.
All right. Well, that's a pretty hard one to beat. But we recently discovered the technology to mash it down into a fine paste and create what we like to call smashed potatoes, which are just the best. I mean, really, honestly. I mean,
what are the difference between smashed potatoes and mashed potatoes?
What was that second thing you said?
Mashed potatoes?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, fair enough. Got it. So you made these things called smashed potatoes. Well, we take your smashed potatoes, which are fairly bland, and we add this thing called gravy that is made entirely of our delicious blue potatoes. Entirely, that and the blood of our enemies, also known as the red potatoes. So we take the juices out of your red potatoes, and we crush them into our delicious gravy, and we dance on it. Every batch, we dance upon our gravy, our delicious blue potatoes gravy, and now everyone loves blue potatoes again.
Well, with all that dancing and all that smashing and all that gathering, that sounds like a lot of work, and it sounds like you're not able to mass produce them very well. Luckily, our team of brilliant scientists found a way to reduce both your gravy and your form of smashed potatoes into a powder that our customers only have to add water to, and now they already have it. We're pumping them out by the millions, and they're buying them.
Well, the thing is, all those people who you think are your customers that are buying them, we're buying them and adding blue dye to it and selling them again for even better pricing. And they're buying ours, and they think it's yours. I mean, they think it's ours, but it's actually yours. But they don't know that, and we're not letting it get out. So, sue us.
I got nothing, Noah. I got nothing. You can win. I don't want to talk about potatoes anymore.
I'm done with this. As soon as I was about to bring up the final thing, I was thinking anime would have been a really good one, but It's fine. We'll do that in a future episode. I think that was actually that was a really fun game.
That was a lot of fun.
I don't think it's exactly like what it was supposed to do. That's not how the rules work, but I think it worked quite well.
I liked it because no matter what we were doing, the definition of winning adapted and changed to fit the theme and what we were talking about. I think that's what made it so fun. Like with Western, at first it was just killing each other, and then like just all of Western society and improving that. And then sci-fi was just who can kill each other the best.
And who can have
Potato
as many references as they possibly can to as many different franchises.
Potato is just who can make the best potato company and sell the most potatoes.
Yes, blue potatoes, delicious blue potatoes, which are better than your normal potatoes because they're delicious. Anyway, so that was our game. That is only kind of, it's like more like an adaptation, walrus segmented style. I think that was very fun.
That was a blast.
Hello and welcome to IWIP News. I am here with Jeff Daniels, the local farmer who just won the award for new crop. He invented the red potato. Would you like to tell us about that, Jeff?
I had a potato. It was all right. So I put some more potatoes together, and I made a better one. It's a red potato.
What inspired you to make a red potato?
I was eating my wife's potatoes, and they were it was just kind of white. And I was like, Jeff, you know, it'd be good. I was like, a better potato. So I went out and I made a better one. So it was the idea I had. So
did you try to make it red, or did it just end up being that way?
I don't know. I mean, kinda. I wanted just a better potato. I just wanted it to taste better. It just kind of happened to be red.
Can you describe the flavor to the people at home who can't actually get their hands on it? For it is just a local thing, but everyone knows that.
It's like when you finish your your mashed potatoes, and you have a little bit of cake on the side after your wife made some nice like some angel food cake. And so you take the cake and you use to clean your plate, because all the juices of like the good hearty food you had is on there, and you kind of like wipe it up, and then you eat the cake with like the juices on it. And it's like a greasy potato, but it's also kind of sweet.
Yes.
So yeah.
Would you say it's kind of a mix between a sweet potato and a normal potato? Is that what you did? Did you just
Nope.
Okay. Oh,
nope.
No.
That's not what happened. Nope.
Okay. Explain.
Definitely not.
Okay, definitely not.
No.
So did you grow these, or did you like genetically modify them in your backyard?
I don't know what that second one that you just said was, but it sounded like something one of those idiots on the TV makes up. No, I just had a few of them, and I just sat them next to each other, and then they made other ones, and then I planted those in a different spot. And then it tasted different, so I planted that one again with some other ones. And then I think after the last 2 or 3 years, I just kind of had a better potato.
Oh, so this has been a long endeavor. I
don't know. It might have been 5 years. It might have been a few months. I don't know. I just kind of do my thing. I kind of was hoping you guys wouldn't come here. I think it was my stupid son's fault trying to call you guys in and tell me about some magical potato I made.
Well, Jeff, thank you for talking to us. I've been Charles from IWIP News.
All right.
Tune in next time, and we'll talk to Barbara Streisand.
Yep. All right. Bye.
Segment 4. That was just segment 3. Interviews with Imaginary People is our current title for it. And basically, it's me. I'm the interviewer. Tendo was acting as an imaginary character named Jeff Daniels. He's a farmer. And so basically it was just completely improvised, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that either. Part of it's because Jeff as a character is inherently very antisocial.
And
He
boring.
doesn't like to interact with people. He keeps to himself. Kind of doesn't like. He feels interrogated and attacked when he's asked questions. So.
Maybe that was probably the worst character that we could have ever done.
I think it was, actually. But considering we came up with that like 2 minutes before we recorded, whatever.
Okay, that's fine.
I think we should, if we develop other characters like Drillin,
Goodman, oh boy.
or maybe characters from your story like Platea Vandorris, or maybe Draco, or whenever I find that short story in my pile of papers, we can use those characters instead.
Oh, that's a good idea. Give them a persona, a living... Okay. We're trying to grow and evolve that idea into something better. So hopefully in the future, we'll have better, more interesting characters, and we'll find a better way to do it for us.
Right,
so.
yeah. But that's just a good try.
Yeah, it was a good try, and if you guys see promise in that, please let us know, because I think it could definitely go in a cool turn. I don't think it was too well executed as of now, but I think it definitely has promise. So, potential. That's the word I'm thinking. Okay, so, segment 4. This is a segment just called Segway, and basically what we're going to try to do is just segue into as many topics as we possibly can and talk about them like just natural segues. So, the first topic that I'm thinking is just harmonicas, and frankly, I've been playing the harmonica a while. That's why the intro is actually the harmonica music, is because I found a harmonica and I was like, this is pretty interesting. So I just like whipped out a harmonica, started playing it, and I got the intro, and then I built that around there.
Yeah. So that actually reminds me, because I think I've maybe talked about this once, but when I was younger, I had a harmonica too. But I had no idea how it works. I just noticed that when I moved my face across it, it would make a different noise. So I was kind of obnoxious with it, and I think I actually got it in like a kit for Christmas. I think I had like maybe a little book of songs or something, but I lost that. And I just had the harmonica, and I actually remember it falling apart before. I think eventually we had to throw it away. But it was gross and small, and I don't really regret it, because I still don't really have any intention of learning it. There's a lot of instruments that I think would be fun to learn. Harmonica is not one of them, for me personally.
Actually, harmonica is one that I'd like to develop more. But there's also other instruments like piano that I probably don't want to learn, because it's a very long time sink, and it would take a lot of commitment, and I don't think I have that to learn an instrument. So
yeah. See, that's the thing though. For me, I don't know if I have the commitment either. So I try to pick instruments or things that are very versatile, or things that I can branch out into other things. Like learning I'm learning piano, which is like one of the most basic instruments, because the keyboard is like, the staves of music. And then from there, you can learn more about all of music, and then you could learn other instruments better. It's kind of the idea. And it's kind of like if you do YouTube and you learn video making, you'll learn a little bit about audio, you'll learn about video, you'll learn about like photo manipulation, making thumbnails, stuff like that. Contacting people via online. It's sort of like one big thing that you're learning that you can branch out into smaller things that you might want to learn.
And speaking of learning, there's a lot of online resources for learning, and it's a great time currently in our society where people are being able to go out there and just learn how to do things themselves and grow in their creative skills.
Right. Now we have so many specialists around us. and they connect via the internet, that you can go out and most anyone can learn pretty much anything they want, which is a great and beautiful thing. But that also means that people have to become more specialized and more specific in each job that they're doing, when any average everyday Joe can learn how to write music or make videos or something like that, so in order to not oversaturate markets, you have to learn how to specialize and find new ways to become unique in whatever field that you're doing.
And if you develop your skills, and if you are a creative person, there's ways that you can financially support yourself that way, and I think that's really cool. There's like Kickstarter and patreon.com/segmentedfm. Give us your money. But there's just so many ways that you can just expand your knowledge, get really good, and then just make money off of things that you love doing, if you do love doing that.
Right, with the internet, there's tons of great ways now to monetize your content. Of course, with the exception of YouTube adpocalypse,
and demonetization.
But because of the demonetization and the lack of ads, a rise in popularity has been created in direct funding, like as you said, Patreon, GoFundMe, stuff like that, which I think is a great system. I think for the longest time, people who want to support someone should directly donate, and if a bunch of people donate a small amount, then it supports this larger thing, possibly a whole person or a team's career.
And what I like, the cool thing is, it's better when 100 people are giving $1 than if one person is giving $100. Because if there's one person that is giving $100 because this person supports them, and for some reason they can't support them anymore, they back out and they lose $100 for this amount of money. So if it's like a constant support, like on Patreon, $1 at a time is much better. And the thing is, not everyone's financial support or financial situation is the same, and so it's good to give as much as you can, especially if it's someone who you really appreciate. So also, in addition to that, music and stuff, I don't always buy music. I usually just stream it or something. But if it's an artist that I really like, I buy the song or buy the album or buy the anything that they create, so I can financially support them directly get something that I like. So
I encourage anyone to do that, because there's tons of things that you can get for free now. But if something specifically helps you, go out and find a way to support it. I know a lot of open source programs that I use, like OBS. It's an open source free video recording, screen recording software. They run off of donations, so if people particularly like that, they can go back and donate it. Something like Blender works the same way. I'm sure Discord works the same way. There's a lot of programs like that, and I think people, if they use it enough, should go out and spend money on that. And the same goes with free games or music or movies that you enjoy, that you want to support.
And there's also, you can donations go to different nonprofits or the people and teams that create things that you like, and for programs and stuff. Or there's also nonprofit organizations that are a great outlet, because there's a bunch of different organizations that do really good things, people who build wells in Africa. That's really cool, and it's important, and I think it's a good way to help. And so there's also different ways to do that, and also just helping in your community, I guess, because especially around Christmas time, which we just passed through, is currently now 2018, but there were probably a bunch of opportunities that you may or may not have participated in order to help your community and help people in need, and I think that's a great thing about Christmas.
Right. And I think I agree with that too. And I know it's just a time of year, but it goes to show, a cause bringing a bunch of people together, as you said earlier, towards one goal. I know with the fires in California, I know a specific personality on YouTube who they lost their house to the fire.
Yeah.
So, they set up a GoFundMe, or someone they knew set up a GoFundMe, and, they got tons of support from that. Because it was a bunch of small donations from people all across the country and possibly the world that watch their videos and stuff like that.
It's really cool. And yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Well, I don't know where else to go from there.
The thing is, this segment started out as kind of just like a silly one where we had to try to segue as many things as we can, which we didn't really do super well, but I think we had a good conversation about a bunch of different things, and we started with harmonicas and ended with donations and giving charitably. So a little more serious. So maybe next time we do the segue, we'll keep it more light and less real, if you know what I mean. Because
that sounds good.
Segment 5. This is the Adventure of Platea Vandorris. If you were here on episode 7, episode 8, let me double check. I'm not exactly sure what episode we talked about this last, but basically this is a series that I wrote during the summer 1 year before I had taken any English classes of any sort, and they're awful. I wrote them because I got a typewriter and I was like, what the heck? So this is episode 2. If you missed episode 1, I will leave a link in the show notes for that. That is episode 7, What is Woodpeckerology? That has the first episode. It's the last segment of that, so skip toward the end. I will leave a link in the description show notes. So go check that out if you missed this. If not, it'll probably not make sense. But there is actually a little previously on, so it's fine. Okay, so last episode, I wrote at the very bottom, I wrote the end, and then written by Noah last name, which is not actually my last name, but The Adventures of Platea Vandorris.
It is. Look him up.
Noah last name. See what happens. Then episode 1, the beginning. That's at the very end. This one, I got Wise, and I wrote The Adventures of Platea Vandorris, episode 2, The Mysterious Figure, written by Noah last name. And this one I actually have a note by my English teacher, because I showed them to her. My first English teacher, I showed that to her, and she was like, wow, look at this. I'll read that afterward. But without further ado, I will read this, unless you have something else to say.
No, go ahead. I'm sitting back in my chair. I got my popcorn. I'm ready.
Okay, and also I'd like to mention that the alignment of the text is centered. So it's not justified or left aligned or right aligned. It's centered. So it's awful. It's actually
jagged,
awful.
Yeah.
I will try to scan it in and put in the show notes so you can read along. But without further ado, let's read this. Previously on The Adventures of Platea Vandorris. Well, I really don't want to explain the whole thing, so if you really want to know what happened, just go read the last one. Or listen to it if you're listening to our podcast. I didn't actually write that there, but... So now to the story. And then the figure jumped off the hill and pounced onto the reporter. But don't worry, Platea Vandorris kicked the monster off of him, and then they looked at the monster, and it looked like a werecat. No, wait, no, I fixed it. A werecat. I fixed it. But there's just like an E and an A kind of stacked on top of each other because it's a typewriter. A werecat. Yeah. So scientists examined the cat and extracted its DNA and made the army's super soldiers. As we all know, that doesn't usually work out. Just saying. That was in parentheses. But they did it anyway. They did it anyway, and they made a giant army of... I did it again! Like, I did a stack of the A and the E of werecat soldiers, led by a clone of Platea Vandorris. Because he's so amazing, I wrote in parentheses. As far as they knew, it was all going to plan... ... So they wanted to test their THERE army, so they went and attacked an evil village, and it all went according to plan, until it happened. One by one, the soldiers started blowing up, and it was horrible. But the clone was perfectly safe, because it was a clone and not a genetic mutation, and so it makes perfect sense.
So hold on. Platea Vandorris survived. The clone of him.
Yes, the clone
But
of
all
him
the
survived.
werecats exploded.
Yep, because it was a clone and not a genetic mutation. Obviously. And I said, and so it makes perfect sense.
Okay. Also, what makes it an evil village? Are they just killing innocent people just by being like, oh well, it was an evil village?
I don't know. Oh gosh.
They're attacking. They're starting fights. Nobody told them to do this. Are
Okay.
they a war?
Wait. Let me go back. Yeah, attacked an evil village, and it went all according to plan until it happened, and they all started blowing up. Okay, let me continue reading. And then he got mail saying, "You attacked our village, so now you will pay and stuff." They were all shocked. Not really, because they did attack their village, so they had it coming to them. And then I have a lot of ellipses in here. It's ridiculous. And then, out of nowhere, the villagers attacked them. In case you weren't reading correctly, then the villagers from the village that they attacked. Okay, this episode's much better than the last one. Much more riveting. A lot more stuff happens. Now they don't have an army, but they do have Platea Vandorris. And Platea Vandorris killed the wizard when no one else could, and kicked a mutant cat in the face, so it was an unfair fight. So when they started fighting each other, the fight only lasted about 2 minutes, but there was tons of swords and shields flying everywhere. But it was pretty epic. And for some odd reason, there was lots of explosions, and there still is.
There still is right now.
There still is
explosions happening.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of explosions, and there still is. And for some odd reason, there was a lot of... Oh, wait, I just read that. And there still is. Boom! Pow! But whatever. Let's get back to the story. And after all of the villagers were dead, they all turned into ghosts. Ooh, scary. I actually wrote ghosts. Ooh, scary.
Ooh, scary.
Yep. And then all of the ghost villagers, went straight for Platea Vandorris. I wrote the wrong version of straight, but that's okay. Straight for Platea Vandorris, and not the people that attacked their village, because Platea Vandorris is the main hero, and if nothing bad happened to him, the story would be pretty lame. So when the ghost villagers were chasing him, Platea Vandorris jumped over a giant chasm. I spelled chasm right, surprisingly.
Hey.
And he made it, and he was like, yes, but he didn't realize that all of the ghost villagers could fly over the chasm. So he jumped into the chasm, and he survived the fall because there was a giant trampoline at the bottom. But the ghost villagers jumped, but when the ghost villagers jumped, they didn't survive because they just fell right through the trampoline because the trampoline had holes in it.
Oh.
So when Platea Vandorris jumped on the trampoline, he bounced up really, really high and got up to the top, and they had a giant party. And at the party, the reporter was there, and he thought he saw something in the sky. But when he looked behind himself, and then when he looked again, it was gone. And he was all like, oh, I wrote an emoticon here. I wrote an emoticon in this story. Okay, it's like an equals and a capital O. So he's like a shocked face, and I put it in quotations.
Hold on. You used a typewriter to make an emoticon?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is rich.
Okay, and the reporter, he was all like, quote, emoticon shocked face, gasp, exclamation mark, end quote. And when he went to tell everybody else, he mysteriously disappeared and wasn't seen again. And then in bold, well, not until next time on The Adventures of Platea Vandorris.
Wow. So he went and he pillaged a village of innocent people. And then
no,
it's
an evil village.
Evil. Oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot. It was an evil village. And they definitely deserved to die.
Yes,
and then they were
obviously.
and then they were like, hey, we don't like that. So then they tried to kill him, and then
they all died. They turned into villagers, ghost illagers, also known as ghost villagers, ghost illagers. I just mixed the names. Why did I create a new character? I don't know. I created a new species. 2 species in this thing. I created the genetically modified werecats and the ghost illagers. This is some
also, I thought the
stuff.
werecats were on his side, but then he kicks a genetic like mutated cat in the face.
Here, let me go back because I'm kind of confused by that too.
And he was fighting a mage?
Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. So basically, Platea Vandorris kicked the monster off of him, the reporter, because at the very beginning, they kicked that werecat off of the reporter. Then they took that, extracted its DNA, and then made an army of them. But
okay, so they created good ones, but the original monster was a bad one.
The part of him talking about how he kicked, it said, Platea Vandorris killed the wizard when no one else could, and kicked a mutant cat in the face. So it's an unfair fight between him and the.
Oh god, it was
village.
Just explaining like
what he's done and why it's so unfair.
So much better. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Yeah,
I thought that had happened at the time.
Man, you know what? I feel really bad for reading this, mainly because I suck at reading it. But the lines are so close together, and it's so hard to keep your place, especially when
it's really hard to read.
No, and if you're reading this and it's not left aligned, oh gosh, it's miserable. I will try to scan this in and put it on the show notes. It's awful.
It sounds terrible.
What I find really funny is the fact that on this sheet of paper, is the fact that I was testing the typewriter. So there's this line that's on the same line as my name, where it says written by Noah last name. It says B J D H D H D H D H D H D H etc. A D, because I was testing the typewriter to see if it worked. And then I have the word Hilo in the top left.
I was gonna say, I thought that was the year because it ends with AD, and I was like, wow, it's pretty far in the future.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, it's so far in the future that we started using all letters. And yeah. But it's really funny. And then also it has HELO, Hilo, in like just floating in the top left someplace. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll try to put this in the thing. My teacher said, strength of these papers. Nice. Creativity. At least he was encouraging.
That's good.
That was before I understood how typewriting worked and writing in general worked and story structure.
Or writing, or
that's
composition, or characters, or evil villages.
Hey, if a story says that it's an evil village, just expect someone to go kill it. I mean, it's reasonable enough.
It sounds like just a biased like perspective. It sounds like it's. Okay, if you say so.
Hey, on the bright side, the next episode is left aligned.
All right, sweet. I'm pumped now. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Can you hear it in the inflection
the next
of my
episode
voice?
is episode 3, The Mysterious Thing in the Sky. I got the formatting down. The next 3 episodes, I actually went through with pen and I made corrections, and the lines are a little bit further apart, but they're still difficult to read.
Good.
So,
well, with mysterious in the title, I'm expecting at least 3 times as many ellipses.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah. Well, actually, the other one was called The Mysterious Figure, the one we just read. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Figure in the sky. It's a little more mysterious.
Oh my gosh, I did more emoticons in the quotations.
Yes.
Oh, there's another one. Why the heck don't professional writers do that though? I mean, it's the best way.
That's how you convey emotion. Why explain it when you could just do a little equals capital D equals capital O, you know?
Yeah, you know what they say? They say tell, don't show.
That's exactly what they say. I hear them say that all the time.
You should tell them exactly how they're feeling by showing what emotion they are. Well, like,
right. Yeah.
Actually, when they say show, don't tell, which is normally what they say, they mean just put emoticons there. And if you have a typewriter that writes in actual emoji, even better.
That's a great idea.
Okay, but what's funny is the fact that I feel like in 100 years, actual literature will be written with emojis, because that could possibly be a thing, because it might be indoctrinated into the actual English language. So that might happen. And 300 years from now, there's going to be classics that has the wow emoji or the happy emoji. Who knows? We'll find out. We do hope you enjoyed this installment of Platea Vandorris. Join in next time, not next episode. I don't know when we're going to do the next, but I want to do it soon because it's amazing.
It's great.
I will, of course, try to get it in the show notes. Episode 2. Read along. You'll have as much difficulty as I do. And if you don't, you're lying. Finally, don't forget to fill out that survey. It'll really help us out. So we can give you more of what you like. But that said, Tendo, please take us out.
It was a dark and stormy night. You were walking home to your house. That is your home that you live at, as if your place of residence. And there was a big spooky house that wasn't your house, that the place that you live in. It was a different one. You hadn't seen it before. And sure enough, since it was a dark and rainy night, you go in because why not? You're stupid. You're in a story. And inside, you don't see anything. It's actually very dark. There's no lights inside. Why would you expect to see? But there's a flash of lightning. And you see a staircase. You walk up the staircase. And there, standing in the hallway, is a ghost. Ooh, scary. That's a story.
Much better than Platea Vandorris, episode 2. Okay, so I have this way that I was thinking of starting the episode where we count down from 5 and we say Happy New Year and be like, oh my gosh, it's 2018 because it's coming out in 2018.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, cool. Ready?